When players retire, tears are flowing on the pitch. Fans are clapping them off for one last time, and us as football fans only ever see them again at charity games or when they make it as managers on the highest level. However, on FC26, we get to enjoy them once again as regens. Once a player retires, the game regenerates a younger version of them, and we get to find some incredible young players thanks to it. So now I've created REGENS FC with a bunch of players that need to help me get out of the 4th division of football in England, which is of course EFL League 2. So here we come, and here it all begins. So last time we did the rebuild with the free agents. This time we're going to do an even more exciting one with the regens, because I'm telling you right now, this team that we have right here is filled with a bunch of okay-ish players. We're going to fill it up with some unbelievable regens. I've seen some above the rating of 90 on FC26, which I don't think I've ever seen on FC25. So I'm mad excited today for the journey with REGENS FC. And for those that pay attention, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, where's Liverpool? We lost 3 games in a row, okay? They don't deserve to be in this video today. So in Season 1, we have 5 million in our budget, my friends. But obviously, free agents don't exist for now. These are the 16 to 17-year-olds in the Premier League. They only come in after the 2nd season. Now, what you can do in the 1st season is to prepare for them. This is the #1 thing you can do in order for it. It is putting players like Cristiano Ronaldo, 40 years old, onto your shortlist. Why? Because that way, once they disappear from your shortlist, you know he should have a regen. So I'm going to go through a bunch of these players, put them on my shortlist, and prepare for the regens to come. Okay, we have an issue. Apparently, players like Luka Modric, who actually, as you can see above me, are retiring at the end of the season, you cannot add to the shortlist. So I guess what I'll have to do is actually write them down on paper, like old school. The hell, man? In a world where AI can make any video, I have to write stuff down? Now that I've written them down, I need to go ahead and find some good coaches. That's the only thing I can really focus on in Season 1. And now, at this point, I want you to tell me, do you like using regens? Have you found some incredible ones? I think for me, so far, it was a 95 rated regen that I had found in one of my latest videos. That is the highest rated one I've ever seen on any FIFA. Let me know yours. And so the 1st season comes crashing down. REGENS FC, last position, 39 points. Would have been relegated if it was possible. I gotta tell you, I tried to grow these players, but as you can clearly tell, we don't have much growth in here really. That was sufficient enough to get us moving up the table. But I'm keeping a close eye on every single one of these players and the ones I've written down. And I'm preparing for the next transfer window. We get our 1st regen. And now the flooding of regens begins with Jara. This, my friends, is a CDM, a Spanish lad, and some of you might be thinking, which league did he come from? MLS. That, of course, means this is Busquets, his regen. For 3 million, we are signing him from Whitecaps FC. He comes in with a rating of 70, which already is going to be a huge upgrade on the 55 that we have right here. 18 years old, 74 pace on him, which is already a lot more than Busquets. He comes in with okay dribbling, good passing, defending, physicality. Absolutely no playstyles though, which I believe the playstyles from the original players don't necessarily carry over, but the positions do. He has CDM, centre mid, and centre back, which are the positions that Busquets also has when you go into the 1st season and you check. So this is definitely Busquets, his regen. Jara, welcome to the team. And this young man walking in is the regen of an absolute legend in football who retires this season over in Italy. It is, of course, Luka Modric's regen, Davor Babic, coming in for 3.7 million to REGENS FC. He's at a rating of 71. Now, this one is 100% Luka Modric's regen, but he can play multiple positions. Now, I could put him into center midfield, but he also has Cam and CDM on top of it. 80 pace, 73 passing, 73 dribbling with 71 physicality, 5'11". He has inventive, which is kind of fun because Modric does do those trivela passes, and he has the trickster as well. So I love the fact that he has a bunch of play styles on him. I'm going to put him into that Cam position. He's going to be our Luka Modric. And these are the first 2 signings we're making, because from now on, we don't have anybody left, so let's get to the end of the season. Second season's over, and we find REGENS FC in the 10th position this time. We are improving. That's a good thing. And for the players that we brought in, Modric has got up to a 75, Busquets up to a 75 as well. I'm just gonna name them by the old players' names at times. I hope that's okay with you. But we need some improvements over here still to make it out of League 2. And so I'm basically going all in on Ferhatovic. Now, you have to guess who this is. This is a man who is from Bosnia, who plays in the Italian league, and of course, is the regen of Edin Dzeko. Ferhatovic comes in for 5.5 million, which is his actual value, and 73 rated. Now that means Corbin, I'm sorry pal, gonna have to take you out. He comes in with 84 pace, 71 shooting, 74 dribbling, but only 5'9", which in my opinion is a bit low if you consider that Dzeko is a giant. So Ferhatovic, you'll have to make up for the height with a lot of goals, my friend. But I gotta tell you, I cannot afford any of the other players unless I find someone right now. But I feel like this is the only one I can actually get this season. I did actually find one more player, 6'5" tall, Brazilian centre-back Campos. This is actually the regen of Dante, the player that used to play for Bayern Munich, who now plays for Nice at the age of 41, by the way. Congrats to him for playing for this long. I don't even know if he's getting playtime this season in real life, but Samuel Campos now comes in to take over the position from Burnett right here. 71 rated, 20 years old, right-footed, 72 pace, 72 defending, good physicality, has the jockey playstyle as well. We were lucky enough to get 2 players in this season. Lads, I'm hoping we can get promoted with this team. By the way, my friends, I've found Ronaldo's regen, Agostinho Tavares, 82 to 88 potential, valued at 25 million. At some point, my dream is to actually get him into the squad. Not just him, but also the regen of Messi, but he's still playing. And you know what, my friends? We've actually pulled it off. REGENS FC, 91 points, promoted into EFL League 1. But how? Well, I guess it's mainly down to the fact that Ferhatovic has immediately jumped up to a 78, Babic up to a 79, or should I say Dzeko, Modric, Busquets, and then we have Dante up to a 75 right there. Up next, we need to probably change formation to have wingers, because there are some great wingers I would love to bring into this squad at some point, especially Lionel. I see you. But we will have to improve this team in the next season once more. And yes, Ferhatovic was the top player with 29 and 7, as Roland has come in with 26 and 10, Hull 20 and 10, and then Modric with 6 and 20 assists. And you know what? Next season, once I get the players in, I'm going to be playing my first game with this squad. How's he still going? He's 41 years old. Retire, buddy. I'm waiting for your regen. This next one, I don't even know what to say, because he was in the free agents, which, according to my research just now, Christian Henning right here could be the regen of Manuel Neuer. I just checked this season, which I've done every single season. By the way, 81 rating. He's the highest rated regen we have signed so far. Let me say that first of all, which is such a huge improvement for this team. But also, I checked, okay? At the end of last season, Neuer was still playing. At the beginning of this season, he wasn't. This guy just popped up as I was looking for German goalkeepers, 16 to 18 years old, and he was in the free agents. Now, usually, regens come in to the league that the player retired in. But apparently, there are certain moments where the game puts regens into the free agents, especially when there is space in the free agents. I don't know what that means, but this is Manuel Neuer, his regen. Because when I look at all the other young goalkeepers that are German that have popped up in this game, none of them play in the Bundesliga, and the ones that are from other divisions don't even have high potential. So this is the one. It has to be the one. 6'1" though, which is not the tallest for a goalkeeper, but we'll take that. The fact that he's free makes it so much better. Lads, we're shaking hands with a player that could be special. He's going to occupy Messi's spot for now. Pablo Ponce is now joining us for 3 million. Not a lot of money if you ask me, especially when you find a 70 rated right wing. So Roland, I'm going to put over to the left. This man is going to take over now, and I'm going to change the formation. He is officially the regen of Di Maria, right wing slash right midfielder, who I found in the Argentinian league. So this is definitely the one. 81 pace on him with 76 dribbling, left-footed. This is the one, lads. He's going to help us big time. There's an interesting man over in Saudi Arabia who has now retired. Modric will be happy to see him come in. It's Predrag Grbašić, or as you know him, Brozovic. The former Inter midfielder is now joining us to play alongside, of course, it is Busquets. Grbašić is 18, 74 pace, good dribbling, good defending, 80 physicality, 5'11", relentless play style. No, sorry, press proven. I'm very excited about this signing. It's going to be the last one for this season, but up next, we need to find a right back. We need to find another centre back, a left back on top of it, and a left wing. And even if we fill the starting 11, the other regens that I'm going to bring in are either going to fill the bench or push their way into the starting 11 as well. Now, let's play our first ever game with REGENS FC. And so as the fans trickle in, we are going into the stadium to play against Blackburn, who are second in the league. And we were in the first position, so I had to show my dominance straight away. 23 minutes in, though. It's Blackburn, lads, and it's a nice goal. I gotta give it to him. That's beautifully played, and we're 1-0 down, and, well, that is something that my team didn't really like. So, he started crushing him. Roland, down the left-hand side, finds the space, and also finds Ferhatovic in the middle. That is the first goal for our Bosnia striker, but his 23rd in 40 appearances. And it didn't stop there. They tried to play it out the back. It didn't work for our opponents. And Ferhatovic plays a ridiculous pass into Pons, who scores. Angel Di Maria, thank you very much for your regen, who has 17 goals so far. But here comes Roland again down that left-hand side. One of the original players performing so well. And Dzeko scores for us once more, making it 2 for himself in this game. And we just couldn't stop there. Ferhatovic now showcasing his great passing play once more. And the Argentine on the right makes it 4-1. It ends 4-2. And so REGENS FC become champions of EFL League One as Blackburn drop down into the playoffs. I don't care if they make it through. It's all about our team. And look, I gotta tell you, it really worked out this season. 83 Ferhatovic, 82 Babic. We have Grbašić on a 77, Jara on an 83. We're looking at Campos on a 76, and our goalkeeper has flown up to an 84. If we can sort out these other positions with somewhat decent players, we can actually run through the championship too. Especially when you see that Ferhatovic is unbelievable. 34 and 15 this season. Those are amazing numbers from Dzeko's regen. But I'm sorry, pal. At some stage, I'll have to bring Ronaldo in. And I probably can do that by selling you. The next player I have found is a man that was big at Liverpool, and before that was decent at Southampton. Then moved to Bayern Munich. It's, of course, Sadio Mane's regen, Czech Lua, who I have found now in free agents, which is a big plus for us as he comes in at a 72 rating, which is not too much further ahead than Roland, but he comes in now in a position where he probably would be higher rated, so he's going to go up to at least a 73 once I change him to a left wing. But you can tell it's Mane's regen because he has left mid, right mid, striker, and left wing as his positions, and he has 85 pace. He has incisive pass and the quick step on top. The Senegalese left wing is going to be a big part of this team. Long-time Olympique Marseille right back. This is young, but the actual player is Jonathan Klaus. That is obviously a very talented player. And lads, we're bringing in his regen for just 4 million from Olympique Lyon as we speak. How do I know this is his regen? He's a right back slash right midfielder. Same as Klaus. He's French in the French division. And he has jockey and intercept, which is quite nice to see. Comes in at a 73 rating, which is a quite substantial upgrade, as you can tell. Now we need to find a centre-back and a left-back, ideally, to really fulfill a good team filled with regens and keep on building them to then finally be able to afford Ronaldo, Messi, those kind of players. Forget Ronaldo, forget Messi, Simon is the one. This is a player who has his birthday on the 8th of July. Why am I telling you that? Because this, my friends, is Virgil van Dijk, his regen from the free agents. If you want to make sure that you're actually getting their regen, by the way, 88 rated. Insanity. He was just generated this season. Van Dijk was still playing last time. He comes in at an 88 rating as a regen, and that is exactly why I'm telling you regens on FC26 are just a different vibe. This is proof for it. Comes in as a centre-back, left-footed, 5'9". That's definitely not Van Dijk, but I can guarantee you that actually is Van Dijk. He has the block play style as well. Great pace, amazing defending and physicality. And on PC, if you are using mods like the Life Editor, you can actually go into the player's stats, which I don't know if you can see their birthday on console. I'm pretty sure you cannot. But if you can go into their stats and see that he's born on the same day as the player whose regen you think they are, that means they are actually exactly that regen. So that's the perfect way to actually check if you're getting the regens into your team. And this one was in the free agents. I looked in the Premier League and I thought, what? He's not here? Found him in the free agents. Legendary signing. Thanks to finding so many free agents, now we're signing someone who I want you to guess who it is. This, my friends, is an actual signing of Emil Koch. 4.5 million I spent on this lad who is originally a centre-back. But let me show you something. So when we take out Pike here and put Koch into that position, you'll realize that he's a centre-back / left-back / left midfielder. Which player comes to mind when you think of that? A player that used to play for Bayern Munich and one that I loved, then moved over to Real Madrid. Of course, it's Alaba. And he's 6'7". You know what? I might do a little bit of a switcheroo here. Move Simon down to the left back. No, I can't. No, I have to use Alaba as a left back. He was amazing back then as a left back. I'm going to turn him into a left back. It's okay. 6'7" tall. Long ball pass and jockey. We have a starting 11 now. The season is done, and as you can tell, we finished in a 4th position with 84 points. Sunderland and Norwich are going up, which means we have to play through the playoffs. And there's definitely one game I want to step into. And of course, that's the promotion playoff final against Southampton, whose best player this season was Damian Downs with 21-3. And well, they were putting up quite a fight. Our striker was getting a bit unlucky, and I couldn't believe that they had Onana in goal. So he moved to Southampton, it seems. But our players were constantly going after it. And there goes Mane's regen. Lua is through, and he won't be missing it. Down that left-hand side, the Senegalese steps up in a beautiful way for our team as we try and get Premier League football unlocked. But our opponents were not necessarily bad. This Southampton team was up there for a reason, and that was some beautiful football, which we stopped with Neuer's regen, of course. Well, we kept going with Lua. He plays a beautiful pass down the right. Pons finds Ferhatovic, and he will not miss from that range, even if they have Onana in goal, which actually is a positive for me, I guess. But this game turned a bit silly at this stage. I was trying to play the pass, but for some reason, I fake shot it, and that ruined it. 2-1, Southampton are back into it, you would think, because Ferhatovic had different plans, and that was a beauty from him initially. And thank you, Onana, very much for your contribution on our way to get Premier League football as well. We are now promoted, and we're going to get some good money, and we're going to need it. And now we have to make a big decision. Ferhatovic is worth 132 million as we speak, and Messi and Ronaldo have their regens on the market. So Ferhatovic, I'm sorry, pal. It's time to move you on. And also, the right wing. Who's our right wing? It's Pons, the Di Maria regen. Sorry, pal. Actually, you know what? I'll keep him for now, I guess. Or use him in a swap deal if necessary. We just signed the deal for 190 million with Newcastle. Thank you very much for that money. It's going to go a long way for us. That now leaves us with a budget of 215 million pounds. Tavares is Ronaldo's regen and has finally been signed by our team. And lads, I'm telling you right now, that number 10 on his back, is looking kinda sus. We have to give that to Messi's regen, of course, and we'll give him the 7. But Feratovic obviously sold for 190, and his replacement actually comes in super cheap compared to it. About £40 million for Agostinho Tavares, which is nothing. But then again, he's only 81 rated. So I guess it is a downgrade, but it's okay. 20 years old, 87 pace, 83 shooting. Left-footed, however. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, and he has the game-changer playstyle. He's gonna be a big player for us. Let's get Messi's regen. And this one actually turns out to be a great signing in many ways. Figueroa is his name. He was regenerated at Salt Lake in the MLS. And actually, his full name is Mateo Figueroa. And if I'm not mistaken, one of the sons of Messi's name was Mateo. So this is kind of cool. He comes in at a rating of 83. I tried to put Ponce into the deal. They wouldn't accept it. So I guess I'm going to turn Ponce over to the left-hand side to have a higher rated player there. He's left-footed anyways. And Lua is going to be one of our first high-rated backup players with Messi's regen. Figueroa coming in now. 18 years old, 92 pace. He has 85 dribbling. He also has finesse shot, incisive pass, pink pass, first touch, and quick step. This is definitely Messi's regen, so I'm really excited about this one. He's 5'9" as well, which is obviously short, which kind of fits the whole Messi thing. But I still have a lot of money to spend, and I still want to improve this team. And lads, the next one is expensive. Rodriguez is someone we have now signed, and I'll show you his stats, and you tell me if you can tell who this is. Lorenzo Rodriguez. 80 million, the most amount of money we have spent on any regen so far. He comes in at a rating of 86, and he goes into that left back position for me because he's a right back slash left back slash right midfielder, and he's Portuguese. I think everyone knows who this is. This is João Cancelo, the Manchester City fullback who obviously isn't playing there anymore. Comes in with 98 pace, 84 dribbling, 81 defending, and only a 3-star weak foot, which we will work on. And he also has the anticipate playstyle. So this is a huge signing for our defense. I still have money, but not enough to upgrade the player's contract and everything. So this is it for this season. He's going to be turned into a left back. And we're going to go into the season now. And so, the first season we didn't get relegated. 47 points, 14th position in the league. Can't really complain. Especially when you see that Tavares has gone up by +4 already. Ronaldo's regen. Oh, Ronaldinho's regen would be a fun one. But anyways, this team is looking very good right now. And I fully expect us to move into the European spots in the upcoming season. With a 90-rated goalkeeper and a 91-rated centre-back. The Van Dijk regen is looking solid over there, isn't he? But we also need to fill up the bench as much as we can, so that's something I'm going to be working on next season. However, Figueroa, Messi's regen, is our top scorer this season. Tavares only 3rd on the list so far. The first signing is Leroy, a Belgian centre midfielder, Kevin De Bruyne's regen. And the second one we're signing is Medina, an Argentine centre-back who is actually Otamendi's regen. He comes in for 32 million. As the other one has come in for about 20-something. Medina is 83 rated, 6 foot tall, left-footed, could easily compete with Campos right here, who's Dante's regen. And then, of course, Leroy comes in at a 77, 18 years old, 5'7", with the whip pass playstyle on him. These are some good signings for our team, but I'm done right there. I don't have more money. It's official. For the first time ever, REGENS FC have become Premier League champions, my friends. Let me show you how. It all happened with just a 1-point gap over West Ham. 79 on us, 78 on them, +5 on the goal difference. 7 losses this season. Congratulations to the REGENS. Let's check the stats though. Top scorer, Isak, but Ronaldo's regen is joint top scorer. In terms of assists, we have Babic or Modric, his regen doing really well there for us. And clean sheets. Seems like a couple of midfielders are doing well. Hey, Haaland, well done. Good. 11 clean sheets. How was it playing in goal? However, it's all about the starting 11. Look at all these ratings, my friends. I mean, it is absolute insanity. And Medina has overtaken Campos big time. He's on an 87 right now, Henning on a 91. Young on an 85. That's the lowest rating in our starting 11, and our bench is looking better as well. I truly do believe we can aim for the Champions League and more in the upcoming season. But we do need backups to win the Champions League, and this is Hudson. And I'm telling you, Hudson is a special lad because he's a regen in Germany and he's English, and that tells you already. This, of course, is the regen of Harry Kane, coming in at an 81 rating. Yamam is coming into our team, and it's a tough name, isn't it? It's a good thing that he's not living in England, I guess. But this is Taha Yamam, and he walks in at 75 million, basically just ruining my entire budget. 83 rated. And of course, this is Mo Salah's regen as a backup. This season, we actually kind of bottled it with the regens. Third position, 7 points off of Manchester United and behind Fulham, which is something I'm seeing more and more often in FC26. Some random teams all the way up there, which I actually kind of like. And when this happens, you press on these teams, right? And you go into competition stats and you see why. And you find players like Burkhardt who have done really well, which then leads you to actually buy these players too. Instead of going off of your head or so FIFA or whatever, this is kind of a nice way of playing career mode as well. But yeah, anyways, in the league, we didn't do too well. Now, when we go over to something different, which is obviously the Champions League, my friends, then things are looking better. Fourth position initially, Villarreal all the way up top with AS Roma in the top 3. In the round of 16, we got past Bayern Munich. In the quarterfinals, it was AS Monaco. Semi-finals, it was Barcelona to now face Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final, who do have who as their best performer? Martin Odegaard, supported by Barcola, Alvarez, Gallagher, Savinho. They do have some great players in there, so this could be a tough one. However, our starting 11 have a bunch of tough cookies in there too. 92 rated Pons, 90 rated Tavares, 90 rated Figueroa. So actually, I should say it like this: Ronaldo, Di Maria, Messi, Modric, who was this again? Brozovic. And then we have, as the CDM, Busquets. As the left back, we have Cancelo, Van Dijk. Then we have Otamendi in the right back spot. French right back. Klaus. I nearly forgot. And then in goal, we have Neuer's regen. I freaking love this team with a bunch of really good players on the bench as well. So I'm excited to step into this Champions League final. But who is going to be up for that Ballon d'Or? Possibly. It is going to be, yep, Ronaldo. 34 and 5. Unless Messi can step up in this Champions League finale, it's probably going to be Tavares. Let's see who does step up. Having said that, actually, 25 and 18 on Di Maria. If he wins it ahead of Messi and Ronaldo, that could be interesting. All right, off we go. The regens are gonna be spending a lot of energy in this game, I reckon, against this Atletico side. If I can go ahead and get an early goal, I'd be a happy man. And I'm going for Ronaldo's regen in the center, who tries to go for the bicycle kick straight away. That's what we want to see. And finally, Van Dijk picks it up. Off we go with Busquets. Over to the left as this side is overloaded a little bit. Here we go. It's Di Maria. Di Maria wants that Ballon d'Or. He's not going to get it yet. We got to catch up here. That is Klaus doing well in the air. Down the left we go with Di Maria. Back into the center. Brozovic. Over to Modric. Modric. He also misses. What the hell is going on? This movement. Di Maria, pass it. Yes, lovely. Ronaldo in the center. There he is. The heel to heel is not as effective as it used to be, but Ronaldo does score. I don't know how to do the Sue. I'm sorry, but he has now 8 goals in 15 appearances in the Champions League. He wants that Ballon d'Or for himself. That is clear. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alvarez. Look at that save from Neuer. Unbelievable. Down the right we go now. Tavares, I need you to come close so that Figueroa or Messi can run through exactly like that. Messi cuts back in. He hits it and scores. The keeper gets a touch on it. But Messi and Ronaldo have now scored in this Champions League finale. Who's going to win the Ballon d'Or? Watch this. Run. Run, Modric. Thank you. Back into the center. Di Maria. Exceptional. What the hell was that goal? It's 3-0. He joins into the Ballon d'Or fight right at the end of the game. Let's see that replay one more time because I'm not sure what the hell he just did right there. Oh my God. Bro, he's doing Karate Kid in a Champions League final. What a finish that is. And so Van Dijk is going to be lifting the Champions League trophy. 3 goals, 3 attackers fighting for the Ballon d'Or. Let's see who wins it. It's official. It's not Messi. It's not Ronaldo. It's Di Maria's regen winning the 2033 Ballon d'Or, my friends. That was a ton of fun to record. I really hope you enjoyed it. Go get yourself some incredible regens into your career modes. Pay attention to their positions and which league they actually appear in. And also, they do sometimes appear in the free agents. So have fun with it. Have a good one. Take care and peace.